Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. We are back with a new series to the channel, placing the sinking city Call of Cthulhu. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowned his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. What the hell? Where the hell am I? What the heck? Are we going insane? Counter darkness, you must light up some items in order to interact with them. Ah, this is cool. What was that? Nope, I'm not going there. You're not killing me. Bolt cutters, so we've got to go this way with the bolt cutters. Why are we covered in blood?
Fate inescapably draws you on.
Hello? Who's there? I cannot cut these bolts, okay. What the hell was just talking to me? Oh, hell no. Something's killed a shark and a killer whale. Pardon?
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
What? Run? This is his running. Dude, run quicker. Oh, what this is?
Everything has already been written.
What is going on with their faces? Why haven't we got a face?
But perhaps Perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
What the heck? What the heck? That was creepy.
I hate whiskey.
Whiskey made him do that.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
Consult diary. Okay, the doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Okay, we've got Piers. Ah, so we can level things up. Oh, this is cool. Dark water. Information. Places. My private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settle scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine, for the moment. What's a cult? Nothing yet. Clues? Nothing. Inventory? We have this. Mild light that I engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. That's cool. Knowledge? Nothing. Okay, let's interact with everything we got.
I wonder why I still take these things.
Sleeping pills. Okay, the doctor prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now their effect has been wearing off. Oh, we've actually got sleeping pills on us. Okay.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I used to be an avid reader.
Okay, so it's just the one thing they
The
say.
Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed. She just left him.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Baron who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective whose proof is against you.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Wow, this game looks cool, man. Like, thank you guys for voting for this one.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Okay. What have I just found? Sanity. Edward Pease is a veteran of the First World War where he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion. American units had suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire, forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades without food or medical supplies. The soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pearce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Sad. We've got knowledge, so we've got these. Have a drink. Have a drink, dude. Yeah, might as well have a drink before you answer the phone that's ringing.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pearce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pearce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Allocate your character points. I've got 8. Okay, what we got? Spot hidden. Spot hidden represents the ability to find hidden objects. Improving this skill increases your chance of finding hidden objects. Okay, so what else we got? Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Medicine. Occultism. Psychology represents your knowledge of human behavior. Investigation represents. Okay, great that. Eloquence, and we'll do 1 for spot. Okay. Is that it? Yeah.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
And a painting. What the
What
frick?
am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they're different, unknown. They seem to service from unfathomable nature and depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins. A short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He's convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, named after his daughter who died in a fire alongside her entire family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Shipping label, some of it's unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report, it says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting, an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the Isle of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Okay.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. The police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
Clinic of Medicine, a dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world. It details their symptoms and suitable treatment.
I used to be an avid reader. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I should get rid of all this stuff.
There we go.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. but it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of this moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
And before we do that, let's have a look at this. Any updates? Okay, all that remains is to leave for Darkwater. I'll certainly find something on Darkwater in my bookcase. We've done that. And we've got Darkwater here. Inhabitants. Okay, we have Stephen Webster, a wealthy businessman well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He's ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. And we have Charles Hawkins. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater, the heir of a ship owner family. He used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived a very secretive life till he was killed. Well, until he died. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnists. A wealthy Boston heiress known for her party-going chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues to seek the truth. Schoolboy Simon Hawkins, only son of Sarah and Charles, he died in the fire that claimed his whole family. We have places. Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs. With only outlet to the sea, it is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island is that still profitable is its medical institute. We have occult. Each a visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others. Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colours and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. We have clues. This painting this painting depicts a monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and a child. Flames can be made out in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, thinks that he is linked to the death of his daughter. We have knowledge. We've already read these ones. Right, Chapter 2, Darkwater Port.
almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
No objective to talk to Fitzroy. Okay, so I've got a few objectives. Let's go and look over here first.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster? The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters!
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago.
What the hell killed
Only a
it?
specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand.
Don't
Hey,
put
you
that
want to talk to
beast
us?
back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops.
What the hell
They
killed
can't
the killer
understand.
whale?
Damn stupid idiots!
I didn't just kill it, butchered it. What's up here?
Can we sort this out? You can see he's half drunk.
There's nothing to sort out. Your chum wanted to stir
Nothing
us
for you
up.
here either. Beat it.
You can stay to watch if you want.
But these people are friendly, aren't they?
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Dirty sod.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Yet you served this man, and you can't say he's been on his best behavior.
He's a regular. It was you who provoked him by turning up with your mainland manner.
You mistake my manner. I ask nothing more than to become a regular as well, which will be difficult if you refuse to serve me.
I hope you're less talkative when you're drunk.
Try me.
We'll see.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
I think we'll get along well.
Let's talk first before we ask anything. Actually, no, because they won't talk about that. So.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Okay, he's not going to help me there, so...
The Stranded Whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater. When our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about it?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
I think that's it, isn't it?
That'll be all for now.
And then he said, you have no right to treat us like this.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Shanty, 21st May 1847, miraculous catch. Skillia returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. It had given up hope the crew of the Skillia, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater Port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond that of a formidable toothed whale's. A cetacean that is already being called the miraculous catch covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine for which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshop or storage activities. You can contact him via your favourite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed. Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
What the heck?
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
What you looking at, stranger?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Something tells me that it's not going to be the last we speak to her. Can't go in there, it's locked. Okay, let's go and speak to Fitzroy. Oh, this game's cool. Let's have a look around, see if I can find anything else. What lantern?
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
'Tis half abandoned. I'm gonna be nosy.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Cat. Whoever that is. Maybe it's that woman in the bar. Maybe that's who Cat is. Before I speak to him, I'm going to look around. I'm going to be nosy.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbour.
Sad ending to a ship. Oh, I could go upstairs as well. Wonderful. Let's be nosy. The second volume teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. Have we got this one?
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
In this photograph, a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing on the bridge of a ship. He has a wooden leg. Nothing in there, okay.
What a macabre souvenir.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. That's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907 and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Okay, so we go Pierce. Oh, I've got one more skill point. Hidden. I'll get a hidden this time. Sanity's fine. Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't want to quit. I was just having a look at sanity. Oh, crap, yeah, I forgot to validate. Yeah, there we go, validate. Sanity. Still nothing on that. Dark water. We've now got Roy Mitchell. Ambition has no hold on the stranded whale, and sailors come to seek comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man therefore knows more than anyone the secrets and rumours that the inhabitants of the island exchange after a few glasses. Mitchell is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting. If the numerous trophies that decorate his establishment are anything to go by, the man will talk freely on the subject on which he is so keen, but he will be far less enthusiastic if one was to inquire about his source of liquor. Places. We now have two places. Darkwater Port. At the entrance to the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shell of the Scylla, the last whaling ship to have brought back a catch. Sailors wander the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers has set itself up there and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here, the golden age of whale hunting is but a distant memory. Here we have the stranded whale, a bar where liquor is served with total impunity. It's the last thing I expected to find when I arrived on this island. The stranded whale is its name, and is managed with an iron hand by the owner, certain Mitchell. He does not tolerate troublemakers, and he fiercely protects the identity of his supplier. All the inhabitants of the area seem to go there, and I even saw what looks to be a truce between the bootleggers and the sailors. Occult. Miraculous catch. Miraculous catch is what the locals call the last catch of their whalers in 1847. Although whales were disappearing from the fishing zone of the Darkwater whalers, the crew of the Scylla made a gigantic and monstrous catch that saved the island from famine. They still celebrate this catch, and an article from the Times still decorates the bar. It's strange how the memory seems so alive, as if it were mainland by the survivors. Clues. Yeah, we've already read these ones. Inventory. Who is he? Oh, he's over there.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale, even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Everything's unlocked. Everything's...
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
The Scylla.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Okay, so he's going to be helping me a lot. I want to go back to the bar to see if I can actually talk some more with the landlord. I'm not going to get inside Warehouse 36 today. I haven't got time for that. Can we talk to him?
You again. What can I get you?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from screams.
Scream?
And that's not but all anything.
That one.
I read the article on the miraculous catch. Interesting local folklore.
Don't get it into your head to repeat that round here. It's more than folklore. On that day, the crew of the Scylla caught an exceptional catch. The biggest whale ever caught. And they saved Darkwater from famine.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she then.
Okay.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
That's everything. I can't really get anything
That'll
else
be
from
all
any of
for
them.
now.
So what I'm probably going to end up doing is finishing this video here. And then when we come back, we're going to go inside Warehouse 36 and investigate about the painting, and hopefully we'll discover a little bit more on what happened with Sarah and that. Was she mad? Anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.